welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about body mods, future plans, current piercings and tattoos. So I don't even have that many tattoos and piercings, or at least not as much as I would like to. There's a bunch of future plans, but let's start with my current tattoos and piercings. So my first body mod ever was my ears. I got my ears pierced when I was a baby, so I didn't really have a choice because my parents decided to pierce my ears. Don't do that if you're a parent. That's not cool. But anyway, I like them. I did stretch them years later when I was like 21, but I did pierce my ears first before stretching them. So I don't have an earring here right now, but I do have a hole, and I made this piercing when I was about 12 years old, I think. And then I did both of these when I was about like maybe 5 or 6 years after I did this one. And then I started stretching them when I was about 21 years old, 22. I stretched them really quickly. I think I went from the regular hold to 14 millimeters, which is what I have right now, in about 2 weeks, 1 week, 2 weeks. My ears are really freaking soft. So all of the piercings on my ears were like 0 level of pain, and that's why I was able to stretch them so quickly. Didn't hurt, didn't bleed, anything like that. I was only able to stretch them this quickly because my skin allowed me to, but obviously if your skin is not as flexible as mine, you really do have to take your time. If it's painful, then you're not doing it correctly. I wish I could go bigger, but I actually messed up, which kind of contradicts everything I said until now. But there was kind of an accident when I was stretching my ears. I was dancing a little bit tipsy in a night out, Saturday night, whatever, and I was at a club, and I don't know how I did it, but I pulled my ear really hard. It's not this side, it's this side, I think. Yeah, this side. So it did tear a bit of my skin. It bled, but I didn't even feel it at the time. I think I might have been a little bit numb, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I think I only noticed it when I was scratching my neck, and then I noticed my hands were full of blood, and I was like, uh-oh. And instead of just removing my plug and let it heal, I didn't. That was really stupid of me, so don't do that. I just popped my plug back in before it was healed correctly. So now it looks like there's a little bit of skin missing, and this part here is really thin. Well, it's not extremely thin, but it's way thinner than this one. Like this lobe is really fat and plump, and this one is not the same. You see, like, it looks like droopy. It's not terrible, but I'm kind of scared of going a size bigger or going several size bigger, because I would like to have bigger stretch holes, but I'm a bit scared that because I don't have as much skin as on this side as this side, that one, they will look different, and two, that bigger plugs will be too heavy for the amount of skin that I have left. So I still don't know. I'm happy with them right now, but yeah, I do wish that I were a bit bigger. My next piercing was my nostril. I don't have it right now. I don't have a ring right now. Sometimes I remove it so I can wear the fake septum piercings. Yes, they are fake. I did have my septum pierced a couple years later after I pierced my nostril, but it was crooked. It didn't hurt at all, by the way. Not the nostril, not the septum. Like level 1 or 2 out of 10, really. I think I'm lucky enough to have, again, very flexible skin. My piercings, pretty much, I don't remember any of them hurting. So I did have my septum, because it was crooked, I had to remove it. And I'm like a bit indecisive if I want to pierce it again or not. I really like it, but I do have a bunch of allergies. We are incredibly pain in the ass when you have piercings on your nose, because I'm constantly blowing my nose, and if I have a bunch of piercings, it kind of hurts. The fake ones are good because if I'm having a bad allergy crisis or anything like that, I just can remove them easily and wear them whenever I feel like it. But to be honest, I think they are way more uncomfortable than the real thing. My next piercing, and my last one actually, is my, well, how do you call it? Huge blank. I don't remember. Okay, but it's this piercing on the top of my ear, and again, didn't hurt at all, but it was the one that took the longest to heal, and it was really annoying. I usually sleep on this side, so that was really painful. So yeah, I think this one was the most painful because it was not the piercing itself when I was piercing it that really hurt, but the healing process was really annoying. I think I want to do like my entire ear like this with a bunch of piercings all around. Okay, so that's it for piercings. I told you I don't have that many. For future plans about piercings, yeah, I want to pierce my ears. I want to pierce my septum, but again, I have to decide if I really want to risk piercing it or not. Same thing for my other nostril. I really love seeing both nostrils pierced plus the septum, but same fear for both nostril and my septum. I pierced this side a long time ago. I didn't have any allergies back then, or they weren't as bad as they are now, so I didn't have to worry about that. I would really like to get my lip piercing, my bottom lip. Again, undecided between having it pierced like across the lip. I think that's the best choice because the other choice, piercing, just rubs on your gum and eventually you have to remove it because it's really not good for your teeth. But yeah, I'm not sure if the one that goes across my lip would look good on me because I really have big lips, and I don't know, I'm not sure if I think that piercing might suit thinner lips better. I really love the bridge piercing, but I think that's the one I probably won't get because I've only heard horror stories around a bridge piercing. I think it looks absolutely beautiful, gorgeous, but I'm too scared it will go wrong. The older I get, the more scared I am of things going wrong. It's really stupid, but like sometimes I hear myself talking and I'm like, if I was 16 I would just pierce it and like who cares, like, but now I'm just like, I'm not sure if I want to take the risk of something infecting in the middle of my face. If you have a bridge piercing or you had one, can you please tell me like your experience? Was it painful? Not that the pain part really matters to me. I think what really matters to me is how long they last, if it's really likely for them to reject, get infected, stuff like that. So if you do have a bridge piercing, let me know if everything was good and stuff, and if I do receive a bunch of positive messages and feedback about bridge piercings, I think I might give it a chance and I'll just do it. I'm just gonna do it. Moving on to tattoos. My first tattoo is the one on my shoulder. I did it when I was 20 years old or 21, I'm not completely sure. At the time I was really into Japanese tattoo art and that was my favorite back then. This is an homage to my mother. She passed away when I was 16. I knew that my first tattoo had to be something for my mother. She was really a fan of tattoos actually, and she always told me that if she would ever get the chance of doing a tattoo, she would like to tattoo either a flower or butterflies, and so I put the two together and combined with my love for Japanese tattoo. This tattoo is really bittersweet for me because obviously this is the most meaningful tattoo on my body, and because of that I feel like it has to be the prettiest, the most wonderful tattoo on my body, and I don't feel like it is at all. At the time I was really into Japanese tattoo, not anymore. I love seeing it on others but not on my body, and obviously our aesthetics changes, or what we like changes across the years, and especially when you're younger it's easier for you to change your mind often about what you like, and I think I did it too soon. I do not regret it because again, you could never regret a tattoo that it has such a deep meaning, but the only thing that makes me like, I think I want to do something different or I wish I could do something different is because I don't feel this is like the best tattoo on my body, and it has to be the best tattoo on my body. I eventually would like to either cover it up or just do something different with it, but I'm not sure what. Also, I would really like to have a big back piece, a complete back piece, and I either want to incorporate this on my back piece, or again, my back piece can be big enough and black enough and dark enough that maybe it will cover this tattoo, and I just want to make it better. And the experience that I had with this tattoo was not the best either. It was by far the most painful tattoo. It actually hurt really bad in some places, and I was not expecting it because I think I have a really good pain tolerance, but this tattoo covers a little bit of my spine and a little bit like almost on my neck, and then a little bit on my armpit, and those 3 areas are so painful. The armpit area is horrible, the one like close to my neck was really bad as well, and the one on my spine was not good either, but still the neck and the armpit, I felt like it was the worst, really tough to endure. And I don't think the tattoo artist was the most comprehensive. I don't think I was a tough customer at all. I'm not the person to whine or anything. I was just having some nervous, reflex, and the dude was not nice. I'm not gonna even mention his name or the tattoo studio, but he was actually a very well-known artist in Portugal with a lot of prize-winning tattoos. But I felt like he didn't really give a crap about me or my tattoo. And that was a lesson learned as well. I found out that what's most important when you're doing a tattoo is not the design, is not the meaning, is the artist that's gonna do the tattoo. It really doesn't matter if you have the most amazing idea, with the most beautiful meaning, if you don't have the artist to pull it off, then it doesn't really matter. It's really important for you to feel comfortable and beautiful with your new tattoo. If you have to talk yourself into thinking the tattoo is beautiful because of its meaning, then it's not a good tattoo. If you find an artist that you love and you love at least 90% of their work, then you can trust them to create something for you that you like. Sometimes you haven't even figured it out 100% what you want, but you just have some ideas. If you can find a good tattoo artist, you can discuss those ideas with them and they will create something that it fits you. So remember, because I will definitely remember this for my future tattoos, most important thing is finding the artist. So my second tattoo was done by Susanne Carumeu, and it was completely different experience from my first one. Susanne was the nicest person. She was super patient. She is the best at doing lettering. She has such a steady hand and she can do such tiny letters. It's really impressive. I did it on my arm and it didn't hurt at all, like 2 or 3 out of 10 really. And the difference is also that I could connect with Susanna and we talked through the tattoo, and I think that does make a major difference on the pain level as well, because if you are in a situation that you do not get along with your tattoo artist, like the time will feel like it's just not going by. But if you're having a nice conversation with your tattoo artist and you're actually connecting and having, interesting discussions, then the pain level will decrease. This is the first verses of one of my favorite poems, which is The Tobacco Shop. I did this tattoo when I finished college. My degree was in languages, literature and culture, focused on Portuguese speaking countries. This is very specific, I know, and this is my favorite Portuguese poet, if not my favorite poet overall. And check it out, the entire poem, if you have the chance. Albert Camus' Tobacco Shop. It does say, I am nothing, I won't ever be anything, I can't wish to be anything. Apart from that, I have in me all the dreams of the world. Depressing. So my third and last tattoo is the one on my left arm, and this was done by Marla Moon, which is one of my favorite tattoos ever. She is the master of line work tattoos. I'm completely obsessed by line work and dot work tattoos. They are my absolute favorite. They have been for a while. I haven't done one previous to this because I couldn't find the right artist. I think it's not like line work and dot work are recent tattoo forms, but they're getting more popular more recently, and I think there's not that many people mastering them. Not everywhere, at least. So in Portugal, I think we're starting to see more artists doing dot work and line work, but not exactly what I wanted. So I was just searching on Instagram and following a bunch of different accounts promoting line work and black work in general. And I saw this tattoo and I was completely in love with it, and I was like, oh my god, this artist is so amazing. I just wished I had the chance to have a tattoo done by this person. And then I just searched for her username and I found she was Spanish and she was in Madrid. And Madrid is not that far away. I'm in Lisbon, and Lisbon, Madrid is like 5-6 hours drive. And I was like, I think I can drive there, and I did. Well, not me, because I don't have a driver's license, but my boyfriend did, and because he's such a sweetheart, and that was actually his birthday gift from me this year. He just drove me to Madrid and I did a tattoo. We spent a couple of days there and it was just the perfect experience. Marla was the sweetest. She's such an amazing artist, and I really hope I get the chance to get tattooed by her more often because I'm so in love with my tattoo. This is a unicorn skull with flowers and a sparkling horn. I did tell her that I really wanted to have the sparkle in there. I did a vlog on this tattoo, but it's in Portuguese. You can find it on my channel. And it's really special to me because I really wanted to get a skull. I'm obsessed with skulls and old book illustrations of anatomy, medical books. That's why I love line work so much, because it reminds me so much of old illustrations and old medical illustrations. And I really wanted to get a skull or bones or something like that, but I wasn't too keen of getting a human skull. So I ended up picking the unicorn just because it's a fantastic animal. And I really enjoy unicorns' lore. I find it amusing how they're always somehow perceived as super girly, super cute, super fluffy, so happy, and everything is amazing. The world is awesome, and their lore is pretty depressing. They always end up having some really nasty ending. I just really like the softness and the contrast between that, the unicorn being considered so cute and fluffy and innocent, with the lore itself, and the tattoo kind of represents that contrast as well. And that's it for my tattoos at the moment. I do have a bunch of plans for the future, but nothing really super decided so far. I want to get my back piece, as I told you, but I don't have a design in mind yet or a theme, because it's gonna be such a big piece, and I really wanted to get all my back covered. That's gonna be something that will take me a while for me to figure out what I want. I really would like to get a tattoo of revolutionary girl Utena. Not sure if you're familiar with that anime or manga, but that's one of probably my favorite anime of all time, and it was such a big deal for me when I was a teen, and it has a special meaning for me. So I really want to get something elusive to Utena. I'm probably gonna get like the rose crest in black, or a rose silhouette in black, and then a quote from the show, something like that. Something small, not too big, but yeah, definitely want to get something from Utena. I think I would also like to get something related to my cat, just because I love her so much. She's so important to me. She's a part of my family. She's my daughter, and she's the sweetest little cat and the cutest cat in the world. So I really would want to do something for her or with her, but I'm not sure. I'm not a big fan of portraits, so maybe some dot work or line work inspired on her, maybe. We'll see. I'm not sure, because I want to get a bunch of cats, so it would be unfair just to have a portrait of one. Anyway, that is it. I'm sure I had a bunch of other plans, but I cannot think of any at the moment. Anyway, I think I have lots of ideas, but it's difficult for me to actually put everything in one design and explain it to you. So that's why we need a good tattoo artist to help you like decide and figure out a good design for you. So yeah guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope this wasn't super freaking boring. So yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye bye!
Zerbrochenes Glas, Splitter weiter umher. Eisen